All right, guys. We're going to talk about using motors in tandem or motors in a pair right now, briefly. In this past year's competition, we noticed some of you guys were using a single motor to raise and lower the arm, and some people were using two motors to raise and lower the arm. The original robot, the original Flex, only had one motor to do this. And as you can see on our team's robot, we've put two motors in there. Now, it was possible with one motor to do it. You could even high hang with the one motor if your battery was super duper fully charged, or if you change the gear reduction some more to give it some more power. But if you did that, you sacrifice some speed to do that. Well, what this video is showing you the drastic difference between the speed in one motor versus two. So what we're going to do here is we're going to raise that arm up to the same position both times. We're going to do this twice, and we're going to time it. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to do that again because our timer messed up a little bit. All right, can we see this time? 1.22 seconds. And that's using two motors working together. Okay, we're going to take this arm back down, and we're going to pull one motor off real quickly. And now we're going to do it with just one motor. Okay? .93 seconds. So, two things I want you to notice that are important to notice here. It went from 1.22 to 1.93, which is about 3/4 of a second slower. But it had a lot less power. It had a lot less power doing this. So by the time you put a hub on there, it's going to run even slower. And if you count up the number of times you have to lift a hub up last year, and you start adding up 3/4 of a second times however many times you had to raise that arm up, that time was gonna impact you pretty significantly. So anybody that was using one motor last year really should have probably been using two motors. And the reverse applies also. We saw some people using two motors that used extra gear reduction for extra power, but you didn't really need that. So they had an arm that was super slow because they had extra gear reduction, but they had two motors. So they didn't need the extra gear reduction, or they didn't need the other motor. You know, one of those two things was a problem. Anyway, that's about it. It's just be aware that that two motors are faster than one, and it's useful to actually measure how much those kind of changes make, how much they speed your robot up, how much time they save you, and time saved is more time to go score extra points. Speaking to motors in general, the robot that has more motors typically will outperform and outscore the exact same robot that's using fewer motors. So that's it, and there'll be more videos coming and other topics soon.